All right then, so let's talk about the homework assignment for this week. This homework assignment is actually pretty similar to week 11's homework assignment, where you did the responsive eyes in 4 different states. So please make sure you've gone through all of the PowerPoint and the videos, and you feel like you have some kind of understanding of the for loop and the while loop. And for this homework assignment, I want you to tap into things that you know about symmetry, asymmetry, color schemes. So think back to your design classes, think back to 2D, and make some really interesting patterns. So we can use loops to really help generate interesting looking patterns. And I had a couple of those like in the PowerPoint just at the end there. You could use this as a jumping off point, but it's just the idea of like, maybe experiment with Beziers. All of these involve like two shapes, circles and triangles together, or like a Bezier with circles at the end of them, something like that. So what I want you to do though is to create 3 different ones. And just like you did for the responsive eyes, to be able to cycle through them because we've set them on the different states or like the different option. Remember, so I'm starting out at option 0. And then I have if option equals 0, and then I have all the code that I want to have for my first shapes with my loops and other things in there. And then I have, let's see, scrolling down here, if option equals 1, and I have a different background, and then here's my for loop, and a bunch of different shapes in there as well, a whole bunch of different loops. So feel free to use lots of loops. You can mix for and while loops together. And then I have option 2, where I have my other set of loops, and I have my mouse press that has it cycle through, and so it keeps adding on 1 every time I press the mouse. We did this before. I can't remember. I think we did this with key press. I don't know. Or maybe we did it with mouse press. We did it with mouse press before. And then on my void key press, I have for saving a frame. So let's just cycle through this as I press play. And it's being very slow. Okay. Oops. The first one already went very fast. Oh, right. I'm doing this on my laptop, so it doesn't fit. Let me scale it down. See if we can see it now. Oh, it would help if I have my parenthesis here. Let's see if we can see things now. Yeah. All right, so just ignore that gray part. That's because I scaled it. So here's my first loop pattern. I click. Here's my next one. Still not seeing the full screen, but you guys can get the idea. And here's my third one, right? And then it cycles through. So try to make them interesting, like interesting looking patterns. Think about symmetry or asymmetrical balance. Think about colors. You can use variables in the fills and stroke as well to create something that's interesting. All right, so 3 of them cycle through, and let me know if you have any questions.